All right, so I was rudely interrupted. So what I'm analyzing here is, if you come into Costilla County and you pay for your planning and zoning permits, are you a better person? So Jerry Miller didn't pay for his planning and zoning, so Nick and Noah, no planning and zoning, no planning and zoning. And actually, Nick, number 2, said, don't you dare talk to me about planning and zoning. So that's fucking Nazi as shit right there. Susie, Lucero, Nick and Noah are going to be just like Troy Zim. They also buy water from that Nazi fucking piece of shit. Adam Clayton illegally buys water from Troy Zim. Nick and Noah illegally buys water from Troy Zim. And so does Robert Pickrell. That's interesting. Robert Pickrell. There's another one. So that bitch-ass piece of shit took shots at me. So he didn't pay for planning and zoning. Nick and Noah don't pay for planning. Ed Brewster, Adam Clayton, Troy Zinn. Nobody is paying for planning and zoning. So when Colleen Romero was being such a fucking bitch to me for goddamn, wanting to see the fucking plan, the design she fucking drew up? Why is she going to be a bitch to Troy Zinn? Is Colleen Romero going to be a piece of shit to Adam Clayton, Ed Brewster, Nick and Noah, and Robert Pickrell? Yeah, right. Soto Cruz and Danny Sanchez will never fucking arrest them. Susie Lucero will never get a dime out of any of these people. The right-wing sovereign Nazis, they're dangerous and criminal. That's scary, right? So you're not going to force a bunch of dangerous criminals to comply. It's easier just to fuck over the good American citizens who are lawful and pay for their permits and are neighborly. And they believe in the golden rule. Treat others the way you want to be treated. Oh, man, that's an easy lick right there. That's a sucker right there. He actually believes what Jesus says. What a sucker. Troy Zinn, Adam Clayton, Ed Brewster, Nick and Noah, Robert Pickrell, none of them paid for planning and zoning permits. Now, Kenny Capin did pay for planning and zoning, so he's the one that breaks that little theory of mine that people who don't pay for their planning and zoning are going to be more likely to be criminals. Nick Villela bought his 1155 War Eagle Trail property in 2012. He still owns it today. Robert Roman and Kevin Bertini, box 445 Manassas. They've owned their Mariposa Trail property since 2013. Now you had that damn Robert Pickrell's parked over their fucking house all the time. Hiram Richardson, box 189 Haroso, bought his Cherokee Trail property in 2013, but it wasn't recorded until 4 years later. So Hiram probably knew the McDonald's the entire 5 years. Roman and Bertini was there in 2013, so they could have known the McDonald's the entire time. These motherfuckers all know each other. Jacqueline Jinx Mitchell testified to knowing the McDonald's very well. So child abuse, she's okay with child abusing racist piles of shit who don't pay for planning and zoning. That's strike 3 for me. You don't pay for planning and zoning, you're a racist bitch, and you're into child abuse. They were getting majorly abused during this time period, and she said she was over there all the time. She bought that Delaware property in 2015, sold it December 2020, so that means she could have known them for 2 to 3 years. And she sold that property to Gary Gonzalez. Is Gary Gonzalez related to Michael Gonzalez? Because that's a conflict of interest right there. Jesus Christ, was that Gary Gonzalez that was walking in front of the... He hears a bunch of lies about me and then he starts stalking me? Piece of shit, bitch. Did you try to say hello to me? Did you just try to shake my hand and say, hey, welcome to the fucking neighborhood? None of them tried that shit. Samuel Lee Jepsen, that bitch-ass piece of shit. Cynthia Lee, these pieces of shit. Box 55 Haroso bought their Lipin Trail property in 2015. They drive green Blazer all over the place. They got a $10 quit claim deed and a $20,000 warranty deed. What the fuck? How did they even pay for this property? What are we talking about? A $10 quit claim deed? So they stole the fucking property, a $20,000 warranty deed? You pay 20 grand? Oh, I guess there's a house on it. Both Sam and Cynthia could have known the McDonald's for less than 2 years. James E. Bax, Eunice F. Bowman bought their Huron Trail property March 16, 2016. So they could have known the McDonald's for a year and a half. Stacy Heath, Kelly McMichael, these are Turtles people. That's who was supposed to be watching over, what's her name? I'll use Amy Harrington and Melissa Shimkovitz's house. So Amy Harrington and Melissa Shimkovitz said Turtle was watching over their house. Somebody was over their house spotlighting me just for about 3 fucking hours. They're having a little party. Party with the Nazis were having a party over her house. And for about 3 fucking hours just spotlighting the shit out of me for no rhyme or reason whatsoever. Not doing anything to anybody. I am a progressive and I say, hey, let's go vote. And then they started harassing me, and then I said, fuck you. And then it's like, oh, yeah, fuck me? No, fuck you. You're the one that started it, motherfucker. I don't think they meant for it to get this far, but they didn't know who they was fucking with, and they were like, we'll just fuck with dude. He seems nice. He seems like an easy lick. I bought my property in late 2018. I lived at the RV park in Magoti for most of 2019. I did it the fucking right way. I wasted all that time and money when I could have just went in there, said, fuck you, Susie Lucero, and put all my money into fucking building my house. I would have had my house built if I didn't go into Costilla County the right way. I moved to Costilla County in November 2019. Robert Pickrell bought his Xanis adjacent property from the same company that brought Xanis McDonald in. So that Sandberg Roark Trust brought Xanis and Samantha McDonald in. And Sandberg Roark Trust brought Robert Pickrell in. A few days after Tecumseh was murdered on June 1st, 2020, that's when this bitch moves in. And then you had Nick and Noah move in right, 1 month prior. Are these people just moving in next to me because I built a house and I'm setting a good example? For Pickrell, I kind of would like to know, did you fall in with these bitch-ass pieces of shit, or were you a fucking bitch-ass piece of shit Nazi motherfucker as soon as you came in? He drives across the field, too, across the first private plat, like an asshole, right there at this intersection of Seminole and Delaware Trail. And we all got to suck Robert Pickrell's dick. Soto Cruz has been sucking Robert Pickrell's dick. Keith Schultz has been sucking his dick. He committed a crime against me, and everybody's pretending that I made it up or something. If you're supposed to pursue every accusation to the fullest extent of the law, well, they haven't done that in the fucking slightest, have they? The cops are bitches. They don't fucking do their fucking job. They're a bunch of fascist Nazi fucks. That's why they killed RFK. It's why they killed MLK. It's why they killed Malcolm X, and that's why they killed JFK and Fred Hampton. Chicago police and FBI straight up murdered Fred Hampton in Chicago. A few days after Tecumseh was murdered, there's Robert fucking Pickrell, huh? That's not a coincidence. And 2 years when I lived there, or a year and a half, he's being a bitch to me. And then when I get arrested for the few warning shots, he's not there at all. He was the prime witness. So basically, that's brilliant gangster shit. If that ain't Nazi, that's some other shit. But if you're a gangster, well, you move into the fucking neighborhood, you harass dude over and over again, he gets arrested, and then you fucking skip town for a couple, that's what Michael Corleone did, right? He went to Italy. He went to Italy for a couple years. He committed his crimes and helped the family out and moved to Italy. Aiden Heckerman's a super chill guy. He bought his property in 2021, so he couldn't have known them. And that kind of ends the list right there. So basically, these last people, I would think that I probably would like them better because I know that they weren't friends with that fucking goddamn creepy-ass motherfucking perverts. I know that they weren't goddamn friends with them Nozo-Chomo motherfuckers. Those Nazi pedophile motherfuckers. So Aiden Heckerman's a super chill guy. Now all these other motherfuckers, let's see here. Edward Brewster, white supremacist, steals fucking water. Kenny Capin likes to shoot at fucking innocent people who didn't do shit. Likes to fuck with people's puppies in the middle of the fucking night. He's best friends with Robert Pickrell. Knows Robert Pickrell like a motherfucker. Amy Harrington and Melissa Shimkovitz, they're okay. They're okay. They're in and out. But I did wonder, why does that brick house not get messed with? Everybody else's house is getting burnt down for no reason whatsoever. But that brick house, it didn't get burnt down. Edward C. Brewster, Kenny Capin, Troy and Marcy Zinn. Let's see here. So we're analyzing those who paid for their planning and zoning. So Jacqueline Mitchell did not. Jinx, no planning and zoning. Phil Greeney stalked me about 50 to 100 times. No planning and zoning. So that means that bitch-ass Gary Gonzalez and Sharona Vacny, you need to pay for your planning and zoning. That's $2,000. You stupid bitches. Y'all don't fucking do your lawful duty and pay for planning and zoning, and then you bring a bunch of criminal fucks in. And then when I say he's the criminal, I guess he knows all the fucking Nazi guys over there. Well, I know this Nazi. So you're okay with that Nazi? Nick and Noah buy water from goddamn motherfucking Troy Zinn. You guys like to put money in the pockets of Nazis and give him his ass a little pat, give him a little reach around. I bought my property in late 2018. Let's see here. There's 31 listings for McDonald, including a William McDonald in Mesita, parcel 300020091, who's said to have owned the property since 1800. Grand jury indictment, let's see here. Okay, so that's some of the names right there. That's some of the names right there. And we're trying to figure out, the question is if you move into my neighborhood and you don't pay for planning and zoning, are you more or less likely to be a criminal? So Troy's in. Let's just use Troy and Marcy's in. They didn't pay for any of their $2,000 worth of planning and zoning permits. He sells water illegally. He also burns houses, or his son burns houses down. He knows Bruce Doucette, Vince Edwards, so even though these assholes don't own any property over there, he knows him, he's best friends with them, he brings them around all the fucking time. Jinx, Phil Greeney. Phil Greeney committed 50 to 100 fucking crimes, that stupid bitch. So, again, no planning and zoning. They didn't pay for planning and zoning. Jacqueline Mitchell committed a dozen crimes. Phil Greeney committed 50 to 100 stalking crimes. And it's all captured on video. So people are saying, what are you talking about? It's captured on video. If anybody would take a moment to fucking listen, I think it's going to take a federal lawsuit. She moves December 2020. Let's see here. Planning and zoning permits. So I didn't write down all those names. Let's see. Jepsen, did he pay for planning and zoning? We're going to say no. So Jepsen's that green blazer bitch. He's a criminal fuck. He took shots at me. Oh, I forgot about those shots. So that green blazer bitch, he goes to the fucking Kiowa and fucking Delaware Trail. Green blazer bitch. I told him to get the fuck out of here after he was sitting there fucking around with me. And then he drives to the fucking edge. And then when I had shown a little light up, pow, pow, pow. Like 3 fucking shots. So why would Samuel Lee Jepsen and Cynthia Lee want to shoot at innocent people? Well, they're bitch-ass piece of shit Nazi fucks. They don't want to pay for their planning and zoning. It's $2,000. And then when you pay for your planning and zoning, Susie Lucero and fucking Colleen Romero are stupid bitches to you. Yeah, I would think that if you paid for planning and zoning, that the same friendships and relationships that they have, you would have. And no, I'm being lawful, so the cops protect you, right? So I get the same cop protection? No, you're just going to treat me like I'm a common motherfucking cutthroat? Nah, he's just a John Wilkes Booth piece of shit. Fuck you. So Robert Pickrell, that motherfucker committed crime, didn't pay for planning and zoning. Jacqueline Mitchell, Phil Greeney, they're not paying for planning and zoning, and they're committing crimes. That fucking Jepsen, and who's this Cynthia Lee, they're criminal bitches. They don't pay for planning and zoning, and they go around harassing good innocent people. Hiram Richardson, he doesn't pay for planning and zoning. He's a fucking criminal fuck. Nick Villela bought half of his. He bought like 2 or 3 of his planning and zoning permits. And I would say out of all of them, he's probably the least dangerous one. He'll break your heart. We had that one night in Vegas, and I was easy on him. I was easy on him because of that. But apparently he didn't appreciate it, so he's a bitch-ass piece of shit just like the rest of the motherfuckers. I was kind to him and an easy lick. And, the problem is people start, because I come from a house of abuse, people start picking on me and I don't really notice it until it's kind of too late. And then they're saying some real live shit. And it's like, I didn't know I was supposed to be ready to fight you dumbass motherfuckers. I was over here just kind of like fucking laughing and having a good time, thinking about how to, what the next joke is or piece of information, how to entertain you. But apparently we're just, everybody else is just scheming, a bunch of evil motherfucking Nazi fucking child abusing piles of shit who just schemes against everybody. Wayne Kurt Johnson didn't pay for his planning and zoning, but he never bothered me. So he kind of is an exception to the rule. He's also poor as shit. James Bax, oh yeah, that 10 acres. Well, James Bax said no on 4 permits, and he's spotlighted from this man's plot. So James Bax, I didn't mention him. So Kenny Capin is taking shots at me with Robert Pickrell, and then James Bax is taking shots at me with Kenny Capin. My bad. Robert Pickrell, Kenny Capin took shots at me, and then like a month later, Kenny Capin is shooting at me with James Bax. And the only sort of minor doubt that I have is, who is that white cab piece of shit with the black fucking bed who's got all that hosing? That bitch likes to drive all over the fucking place. There's a big fat face fuck too. Here's some pictures right here. So Michael Gonzalez is A-okay with people doing arsons, burning people's houses down. This is John Krim. John Krim. Who likes to do arsons out there? Well, we know for sure Troy Zinn does. Troy Zinn does. Also, Hiram Richardson says he's the mayor. And there's been about a dozen arsons right there in that area in a 3-mile radius. And nobody is suspicious because they're criminal fucks. That's a criminal zone there in southwest Costilla County by the Labatter Bridge. Kenny Capin bragged to Pete that he says He likes to burn houses down just to get a wood stove, and I heard he got a wood stove for Courtney and Justin. And Courtney and Justin had this motherfucker driving around my house. Who is that fat-faced piece of shit? Who is this fat-faced fucking Nazi motherfucking piece of shit? Yeah, I'm sure. What are you, a child abuser looking for my child to fucking... What are you doing, motherfucker? Looking for my dogs to rape? What you doing? You already killed Tecumseh, you piece of shit. Coming around to keep on criminalizing an innocent good man? Fucking dumbass Nazi fucks. Look at these Nazis. They drive American trucks, wear American clothes. Why don't you just put your Nazi flag on the side of your fucking door, you pieces of shit? Let us know you hate this country. You hate the laws of this country. So that guy's got a face right there. But Danny Sanchez, that's not evidence. And then here's a guy stealing a fucking truck. Here's Grand Theft Auto right there. Who is that fucking guy? Who is this truck and who is that fucking guy? Yeah, people know what's going on. People just ain't saying nothing because the cops are just as corrupt and criminal as the fucking criminals are. So Troy Zinn committed crimes against me. Adam Clayton, Ed Brewster. Ed Brewster was an asshole. He never committed crimes against me. He says the N-word. He kind of stays off to himself. He doesn't really bother me. It's just the hypocrisy. He's a white supremacist, but he gets to get water. He gets to get water, right, Soto Cruz? And he gets to get all the fucking water. All the fucking water in the fucking world. But I can't get a bucket, so me and my dogs can take a drink. And my dogs are my practice family. So my family can't get a fucking drink of water, but Ed Brewster can water his fucking tomato plants. Nick and Noah. Nick actually never... It got close, but Nick never committed a crime against me. Noah did. Noah committed a crime against me. And, yeah. So Noah, they didn't pay for planning and zoning. The guy that bought the property didn't pay for planning and zoning. They're a lot of people are acting like they're doing something. They'll buy like a septic or something. Robert Pickrell, he committed crimes against me, didn't pay for planning and zoning. Jacqueline Mitchell, Phil Greeney, committed crimes against me, didn't pay for planning and zoning. That fucking Jepsen bitch, that green blazer Jepsen bitch, he didn't pay for planning and zoning. He committed crimes against me. James Bax, he also committed crimes against me too. He didn't pay for any planning and zoning. So is there a correlation between bitch-ass Nazi fucks who abuse their children and are racist and don't give a fuck about planning and zoning or the laws of not just Costilla County, but they don't care about the laws of Colorado or America? Let's be honest. These are criminal motherfuckers. These are Nazi motherfuckers. And you know, Putin is acting like a Nazi, but he's saying he's denazifying Ukraine. So everybody on the Ukraine war, the Americans and the Russians, everybody's against the fucking Nazis. Yeah, we got Nazis galore right there in Costilla County. Nazis on top of Nazis on top of Nazis. Let's see here. Yeah, Adam Clayton has always been pretty, he actually seems respectable and decent. But he seemed like he wanted to settle in Costilla County, but moved on after seeing all the crap. He just hurt my feelings. Man, you're being a fucking prick to me. I haven't done shit to you, motherfucker. Because I'm kind. You know, he looks like I could just bully this one and push him over. Maybe. So for the rest of my life, I'll just be working on, just working out. Because apparently Mida's right, and that's the only thing anybody respects around here. You don't respect the truth. You don't respect goodness. You don't respect evidence. You don't give a shit about justice and making sure there's a presence of justice in the community. Michael Gonzalez is protecting a lot of fucking criminals. So have they arrested Christopher Mondragon? They never will. They never will arrest Christopher Mondragon. They never will. And so they'll be an asshole to good lawful people. Oh, the cops are here. I'll just go talk to him and explain things. Oh, no. Christopher Mondragon just said, fuck you sons of bitches. Just like Troy Zinn told Susie Lucero. All these guys. James Bax, Jepsen, Jinx, Phil Greeney. They said, Susie Lucero, suck my asshole, you dumb bitch. Robert Pickrell, Nick and Noah, Ed Brewster, Adam Clayton, and Troy Zinn say, we ain't gonna pay for your fucking permits, Colleen Romero, and you ain't gonna do shit about it, you stupid, ugly bitch. Dumbass fucking wicked bitch. Fucking right wing. Why don't those Nazi motherfuckers in planning and zoning see these Nazis? I bet they're friends with them. And birds of a feather flock together. The Nazi government is protecting the Nazi civilians. It seems crystal clear to me. So I think that I made a pretty decent case there. And, let's try to do better, America, huh?